So for test 4, we need to be able to do measurement conversions. Those have been a while. So let's take a look at some. For example, let's say I have 1,440 square inches and I want to convert into square feet. I put that one out here first because this is one that usually catches people. I'm going to divide by 12. I'm going from inches to feet, right? It's squared inches and square feet. Remember, 1 foot equals 12 inches. But 1 square foot is 144 square inches. Where does that come from? Yes, 12 by 12. 144. So to get from 1,440 square inches to square feet, we're not dividing by 12. We're dividing by 144. So we get 10 square feet. How about if I have cubic yards into cubic feet? 8 cubic yards going into cubic feet. How many feet are in a yard? 3. How many cubic feet are in a cubic yard? Well, a cubic yard is 1 yard by 1 yard by 1 yard, or 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet, which is 7. Now, did the unit get smaller or larger as I went from yards to feet? Unit gets smaller, so the number has to get bigger. So that's 4 times 27, or 108. How do I convert 112 ounces into pounds? How many ounces in a pound? 1 pound is 16 ounces. So to go from ounces to pounds, is the unit getting bigger or smaller? The unit's getting bigger, so the number has to get smaller. So we're going to divide by 16. Which will be 7 pounds. How about 3 meters in inches? How many inches in a meter? It's a new book. Chapter 8. I believe it's chapter 8. It's chapter 8 measurement. Oh, no, it's chapter 9. It's either 9 or 10 then. So I remember it might be 10. I may skip back. Inches and meters. Yeah, measurement and geometric figures. It's chapter 10. So you're right. Okay. So meters and inches. 1 meter is 39 point. Keep going. It's the very end of the measurement. Keep going. There you go. Is that table's got it. 1 meter. 39 point what? 37. Okay.
Right?
39.37 sounds right to me. So 39.37. So it's just going to be multiply or divide? Multiply. So that's going to be what? So 118.11. You guys get the point. Now we also did the conversion factor method as well. If you're better with that, that's the way I encourage people to do it, is the conversion factors. But whatever way works best for you. So you have to be able to do that. If I asked you to find the supplement of 28 degrees, how would you do that? (180 minus 28, otherwise known as 152 degrees. Very good. If I asked you to find the complement of 81 degrees, how are you going to do it? 90 minus 81, which is 9 degrees. Any questions on complements or supplements? If I give you that angle is 39 degrees, and I ask you to find this angle here, in your notes, try to figure out that angle for me. Well, angle X has to be equal to this angle right here. How can I find that angle? 39 plus 90, which is 129 degrees. Questions? Okay, other things you'll need to remember how to do. How would I find, given that that's a right triangle, how would I find that third side? A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Which two sides have to be A and B? Perfect. Yep, the 5 and 12 have to be A and B because they make the right angle. They're next to the right angle. Does it matter which one's A and which one's B? No, it doesn't. Good. So 5 squared plus 12 squared is going to equal C is X, so it's going to be X squared. It could be C squared if you wanted it to. It don't matter. 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144. We add those to get 169, and then square it to get X equals 13. What do you think? Good stuff? In your notes, find X in that triangle. What'd you get for x? 24. Very good. X and 7 are a and b, so it's x squared plus 7 squared equals 25 squared. We figured out x is 24. Let's do this. If I asked you to find the area of this, can we find the area? What dimension do I need to know to find the area? Area is always found from two perpendicular dimensions. Do I have two perpendicular dimensions here? Well, no, but yes. I can find this one. That would be perpendicular to the 8 here. How do I find that? Call that x. 6 squared plus x squared equals 10 squared, right? If I work that out, what does x come out to be? Should come out to be 8. So now, the area is the 8 feet here times the 8 feet there. And that's a full box. It's a squished rectangle, but it's still a rectangle. If I cut this piece off and put it over here, it would be a rectangle. So it's 64 square feet. What if I asked you to find the perimeter? How do you find perimeter of stuff? No, we add them. 8 here, plus, this is 10, plus, this is 8, plus, this is 10, adds up to 36 feet. Questions? Find the area of that. We'll give you some time to do it in your notes. So we have two sections here. Section 1 is a rectangle. It is 8 inches by 11 inches, or 88 square inches. Section 2 is a half circle. What is its radius? 4, half of the 8. So it is pi, or 3.14, times 4 squared, and it's going to be divided by 2, which is 25.12 inches squared. That adds up to 113.12 square inches of area. How many of you had that? A few of you. Cool. Well, since you're on a roll, find the perimeter. So we need to find this distance around here. That is going to be pi times diameter, which is 8, divided by 2. So that's going to be 12.56 inches. So once we have that, the perimeter is the 12.56 inches plus 11 plus 8 plus 11, which is 42.56 inches. How many of you had that? Getting there? On your way there? Okay. Okay. In your notes, maybe work with a partner if you want to on this one. Find area and perimeter of that. Let's see how you're doing. This one is kind of challenging. There's a good reason why I'm doing it. It's a little bit different. I would do this. I would fill that in like that. Now I have a rectangle. Down here, what's this dimension? 26 plus 6 is 32 inches. What's this dimension here? Okay, 16 plus 3 is 19 inches. So that whole area could be 32 inches times 19 inches. Otherwise known as 608, is that correct? Inches squared. Yep. So now I got to subtract out the 3 by 6 down here. That's 18 inches squared. So that gets me down to 590. I still have to subtract out this triangle. That is going to be a right angle. What's this dimension here going to be? Well, 12 from 19 makes this 7 inches. What's this dimension going to be? 32 minus 8 makes 24. I don't know where that little squirrel came from, but there we go. So that is going to be, this here is going to be 7 squared plus plus 24 squared. Oh, don't have to do that yet. Yeah, hang on. That area is going to be 7 by 24 divided by 2, otherwise known as 84 square inches. We subtract that to get a 506 square inches of area. Do we have questions on that one? Okay. Perimeter. 8 plus 16 plus 6 plus 3 plus 26 plus 12. So 8 plus 16 plus 6 plus 3 plus 26 plus 12. Are we done there? No, we still need to know this one. That is going to be found by doing 7 squared plus 24 squared equals, I'll call it x squared. If we do that out, we get that x is 25. So this piece across here is 25. So plus 25. We add those all up, we get is that 96? 8, 24, 30, 33, 59, 71, 96. Yes, 96 inches. Any questions? Okay. Of course, all the statistical stuff we've done the last 2 days will be on there. The graphs, bar graphs, line graphs, circle graphs, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, all that good stuff from today. Also on there will be very devious hat. Oh, let's say that this here is 8, 20, 12, and 16. And this here is 12, 18, x, and y. How would I find x and y? Well, I have to find two sides that match up with each other that I know the lengths of. And I actually have two pairs of those here. I can use either one of them. 20 matches up with the x. 16 matches up with the y. Is there a pair that I have both numbers for? Yep, 18, 12, 12, and 8. I can use either one. I'm going to use the 12 and 8 so I can work with smaller numbers. So I've got the 12 and the 8. Now if I want to find x first, is x going to go on top or bottom? It's with the 12, so it goes on top. It's from the same figure as the 12. What goes below the x then? Matches up with the 20. We cross multiply and divide, we get x is 30. Still sticking with the 12 over 8. Finding y. Y go on top or bottom? Y goes on top because it's also from the same figure as the 12. What goes below y? Matches up with the 16. Cross multiply, divide, we get y is 24. So y is 24. Questions? Next. Finding volume and surface area of a cylinder. Or a sphere. Or a cone. Or a box. or pyramid. Remember those? Depending on which ones you're doing. If it's got a circle, you got to use pi. Yep. Any of those that you want to see an example of? We only really got time for about one example.
Which ones are we on the test?
That takes all the fun out of it. So let's say we were going to do the cone. Let's say the cone here is 12 units high and 10 units across the bottom. For the volume, it's always the area of the base. I don't want to throw out those formulas. If you use those formulas, fine, but I don't want to throw them out there. The area of the base is the circle. That's going to be pi, 3.14, times the radius. It's 5, half of the 10, squared, which comes out to be 78.5 inches squared. So the volume itself is 78.5 inches squared times 12 inches divided by 3. Which is what, 314 inches cubed, is that correct? Okay. To find surface area, there are two pieces we need. One of them we already have, that's the area of the base, which is the 78.5. What's the other one we need? Lateral area. Lateral area is found by using the perimeter of the base. Now in this case, the perimeter of the base is the circumference of a circle. So pi times diameter, 3.14 times 10 is 31.4 inches. 10-inch diameter times pi is 31.4 inches around that base of that circle. So that means the lateral area is that perimeter of the base, 31.4, times, now since this is a cylinder, or not a cylinder, it's a cone, the lateral surface slants. So we need to find this slant. The 12 isn't going to cut it anymore. The 12 goes just right here, straight up. This is going to be how much? 5. So, that's a right triangle. This up here is going to be 5 squared plus 12 squared equals, I call that x squared. If you find x, it's going to be 13 inches. That is your slant. So the lateral area is the perimeter of the base, the 31.4, times your slant height, which is 13, divided by 2. 204.1. Correct? That gets added to the base. So this is going to be 282.6 inches squared. Look familiar at all? Yeah? Okay. Well, there is a quiz and a homework today. Mini quiz due tomorrow, which is Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. There's new homework due Thursday for class. And then, of course, Unit 4 test is Thursday in class.